All right. So by the time we end this session, you now come to realize why I'm still holding on to the to the buy bias of Crash 500. It's not something that I'm just maybe predicting, say, I feel like he's gonna buy. No, it's something that we would have analyzed and seen that based on where we are currently and based on so many reasons that I'm going to state, you come to realize that it's only a matter of time now, just before it gives us that solid confirmation. But definitely that swing buy, it's actually happening. It's actually gonna happen. So it will be a good thing uh, for everyone who is going to who is here and also who's going to see this broadcast, for them to also maximize on that same bias that we will be having on Crash 500 for the swing buy. Okay, so let me just start here. It's not going. I don't know why it's not going here to the daily. I wanted it to open actually the daily, or even let's see the 8 hour. Is it opening? Okay, the 8 hour is opening, which is fine. We can even start there. Right. So this is your Crash 500, all the way from, this is 2021, coming down, coming down, coming down, so forth and so forth. So if you notice, we have been having, that's a break of structure there. Break of structure, that's your lower high there. This is your lower low. That's your lower low there. That's your break of structure there. That's your lower high there. That's your lower low. That's your lower high right there, right? So I want you to pay attention to something that is profound. If ever you managed by any chance to listen to the webinar in the private, in the class there, where we were talking about the market equations and so forth, whereby I was telling you after they finish every full move, they will create a new leg. After creating the new leg, they will give you that major pullback. So where we're talking of cycles, whereby we have this swing push, swing pullback, and the swing continuation, right? Those are, I said, those are the three market cycles that you always find on the market. So same thing here. This was a swing pullback, swing continuation. So if you zoom in now, if we zoom in, let me just zoom in real quick so that you see where the market is currently. And also, so here, all I want us to do is because this is the most important structure, this current structure where the market is currently. So I can say starting from here, which is May this year. I think I even showed you how you could have caught some beautiful sales even, you see, after this break of structure, came back to this supply. That was a serious sell here, targeting this low. This is a lot of money if you ask me, just from here up until they take out this leg. So that was a lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high there. So here, our next lower low, let me delete this. So in this case, we now need to identify our current swing lower low and our current swing lower high, because those are the most two important points right now. Why? Because if we are going to have any pullback or whatever, it's going to happen within that range, right? So look to the left closely. Once you look to the left closely, this was the break. That was the major break there. We can also see another major break here, right? So the last major break that I'm seeing is this one. This is the most important analysis that you need right now. You can ignore everything else up there, right? You can decide to ignore everything else up there. Someone can come and draw trend lines here and what so not. But remember what I've told you, that trend lines are long. They try to define structure. Yes, someone can come and draw a trend line like this and tell you that this thing is coming down here. But it's something that might not happen if ever this market structure has changes down there, right? Someone can also come and draw another one here. That's not the real most important thing. The real most important thing is the market structure. The market structure itself. The market structure itself. Has it done any changes? If it changes, you enter. We don't wait for what's or not trend lines. But you can actually see that there's actually this one, which is where the market is almostly. I'm just putting it for the sake of those ones who love trend lines, so that you are also, your ego is also. So roughly, you can also see touch, blah, 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 touched, which is almost close here. It can maybe still push maybe to this before giving us the shifting structure that we want, right? It can even touch here before the shifting structure that we want to the upside, right? Which is okay. That's not the real important thing. The real important thing is the structure. So even if they keep on pushing to that zone, it's also fine. So I'm going to show you now the things that you now need to wait for before you jump into the before the major move happens that you're anticipating. So in this case, our swing lower high was this one, swing lower low was this one, right? These are our swing legs. So whatever is happening inside here, this is all internal structure. This is all internal structure. So this internal structure is different from the external structure, right? So here you can see that the internal structure is still bearish. So right now what we are looking forward to is a point where that internal bearish market structure is going to shift to bullish. That point is going to be our lower low. Once we now have a lower low, it means we go up, the market will go up to give us a lower high. So going up, you can see that that supply there, they mitigated, there they mitigated, there they mitigated. So if ever they're going to keep on selling, it means here they mitigated, here they mitigated. It means our first major zone that we'll be targeting is this one, is this supply, which is unmitigated there, right? So that would be our first major target for the swing buys that we're going to partake in. That one up there, this first supply. Once it breaks that one, obviously you are now looking forward for other zones up there. But so far, this is the current major analysis that is happening. So what do we now need to see in order for these swing buys to happen? All I now need to do is go down to the 1 hour. Going down to the 1 hour, you can see that internal, remember what I said about the internal structure, that is still bearish. It's still bearish. If I'm to show you the internal structure here, just to map the internal structure like this. That's a break, right? That's a break of structure there. The broke structure there. The broke structure again here. This is all internal structure. A break of structure there. So lower highs, lower low, lower low, lower high. So basically where it is right now, it's actually in regions where it's on its lowest low. It's the lowest price that it has ever reached. So internally you can see that. So as I said, that our first major target is going to be this supply, that one. Once all the confirmations are done, we're going to hold all the way to that supply up there, right? So remember that the internal structure of the 4 hour or the 8 hour, it's actually the external structure of the 1 hour. So someone on 1 hour is seeing these legs as external legs. But once you go down to a lower time frame, you actually see that they are, to a higher time frame, you see that they are internal legs. Right. So let's follow structure again and see if ever there's any change that happened. Any change that happened. you can see that they are still having that bearish sort of bearish movement downwards. But here I can actually see that right here, you can actually see that we have an interesting thing there. We have this with that lower high, with this break of structure here. We also have this break of structure here. This is a market structure shift to qualify this as a low. So our current leg that must be taken out is this one. This is a zone that you need to mark currently. This is the current leg that must be taken out for our swing buys to happen. That's our previous lower high. That must be taken out before. So it's like this, lower high, lower low here, lower high, lower low there, like this. So we're currently here. This is your current setup that you just need right now. This is your previous lower high, right? Where this market structure shift here, qualifying this as a low, where this break of structure here, right? So break of structure right here. So once they manage to wipe this out, that's a change of character, right? Which hasn't happened all the way from up there. You realize that most of the moves, they are longer than others. Yes, it's because of momentum and all those reasons. And here down here, you can see that bit by bit, the length of the moves, or the length of the cycles, is getting shorter and shorter. Notice this cycle from this lower high to this lower low. From there, notice this one. Almost less than that. Then the next one from here to here, then here to here. Bit by bit, the cycles are getting shorter and shorter, showing you that it's a sign of decrease in momentum. How do you notice that the momentum to the downside is decreasing? When those cycles, the length of the cycles, when they're getting shorter and shorter like that. So right here, all we need is something like this. Currently, this is what we're having. All we now need to see is this, right? So if this hasn't happened, what's going to happen is, for example, I can give you a practical example of yesterday. So yesterday, I think we were around, yesterday we were here. Let me show you what happened yesterday. Most people, they don't even seek to know what happened. All they can simply say is it didn't go up. It didn't go up, didn't go up, but they don't know why it didn't go up. So this was the previous lower high according to 1 hour, right? Like this. That's my lower low. So the buys that we took, right, were based on a 15-minute change that happened, I think around this region, right? So that 15-minute change was still having this as a range that it had to break. Meaning those buys were okay as far as the 15-minute levels were concerned, right? Which is correct. But they had to, if ever they managed to keep on buying up until they take out this, that one now was a full confirmation that indeed they were going to keep on buying. Even right now, they'll still be buying. So it's all a matter of you understanding the ranges to say, let me go to the 15 minutes so that you see what we saw on 15 minutes that made us to buy where we bought. Where is it? Right, it's here. So this was the lower high. This is our lower high. That must be taken out in order for us to go up according to the 1 hour, right? As you saw. So on the 15-minute, this was the market structure. Where is the market structure shift? It was actually here. The market structure shift on 15-minute was here, making this a 15-minute lower low, right? Lower high. Then they took this out. So this buy was relevant according to, because so long they don't, when you're looking at it like this, it will be like, this is still your lower high. This is still your lower low. So even if you take any trade inside here, it's still stuck within this range of this still being our lower high. So those buys, after taking out this, I said right here on this unmitigated demand, we took our first buys, which were valid. They actually came and broke structure there. So right here, if ever they were going to keep buying, let me show you what they could have done or how they were going to move it. After breaking this, they were going to come back, mitigate, maybe here again, go up. Then once they take out this, this is a major sign now. Once they have this major sign, they'll keep now flowing like this. They'll keep now flowing. They're now going up for the long term now, but targeting that extreme supply that I showed you. The only reason why they didn't or why they couldn't keep on going up is because they failed to come and check out this lower high. So same thing here. Our lower high is where? Right here. You're going to see the same situation happening inside there, right? You see that before they even get to change there. Before they change the major leg, which is up there, they first change the minor legs, which are down there. That's our major leg that must be taken out, right? So if they don't take out this leg, because remember, the internal structure of I think I spoke this in the private class there on that other webinar that we did, whereby I said the internal structure, once you understand this, H4 internal is equals to H1 external. H1 internal is equals to M15 and M30 external. External structure. Right. Once you understand this, you also understand the confluence of time frames, how time frames are confluencing one another like that. So on 15-minute, when you come to a 15-minute chart like this, you see this as your swing leg, right? These are your swing legs, right? So if they are your swing legs, on 1 hour, if I go to 1 hour right now, you realize that those are not swing legs. Those are inside, legs. Those are internal structure legs. You can see on 1 hour. On 1 hour, where is our swing leg on 1 hour? On 1 hour, if we were to plot our swing leg on 1 hour, our swing leg is actually that highest point up there. That highest point up there, if you go even low, even higher, you realize that the swing legs are actually different from. So if you go higher, you realize that the swing legs are this one, and this one. So our next swing leg is going to be the swing leg that is going to shift bearish, that bearish order flow that is currently happening. Once you see it shifting from bearish to bullish, that's your new swing leg overall. Once you have the overall new swing leg, it means we have completed the first cycle, which is the push cycle. We have completed the push. What is the next cycle that is coming? Which is the pullback cycle. Something like this. So that pullback cycle that's going to be our swing buy opportunity. So it's going to, remember what I said, the swing leg is going to be the leg that is going to shift that bearish order flow that you are seeing, that is still being maintained. Once it shifts, once it changes to, once we change from bearish to bullish, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, like that, lower high, lower low, zoom in, the legs are getting. So right here, if ever, let's say if ever this move changes here, put this is now your new lower low of the major structure that is on a higher time frame, right? Once you now have this as your new lower low, the market will go up to create a new lower high. So all they are doing now is simply playing around to create this new lower low. So currently, this is what must happen. Once this happens, definitely we are going up. Once this happens, definitely we are now shooting up for the longer term. So this is all we are waiting for on Crash 500 before the major buys start happening. So we'll just be following through on the analysis and everything, but that's what we're waiting for. So going forward to boom 500. Boom 500, I want you to see the difference now. I want you to see the difference. I want you to see the difference there so that you understand how the way we look at the market is the same. Whether you're looking at any pair or whatever, which pair or what so not, the way we look at the charts is the same, right? So I'm on the 4 hour just because it's not allowing me to go to the daily. I don't know, but it's one and the same thing, right? So if I zoom out, when I zoom out like this, I'm trying to see the overall picture, right, of what's going on. Overall, you can see that here they changed major character here. That was a major change of character, right? Major change of character up there. Major change of character. That one, it means that on a higher time frame perspective, they are going to the upside. They are going up. So that was our previous lower high. That was our lower low. That one is now your higher high. This one is now your higher low. After they did that, they also went up here and broke structure right here. That's a break of structure up there. Break of structure like that. So I even showed you, if you watched, if you are following our videos on YouTube, I even did a video whereby I showed you how you could have even entered this buy from here, held it all the way to here. Because remember, this change of character is confirmation that we are now bullish. Once we're now bullish and we now have this high as a higher high, once you get confirmation that this is your higher low, you can hold this trade as far as up there. Let me just show you now. So same thing here. All they are now doing now is giving us a swing pullback before the continuation. So that continuation, you will be targeting this, that level there. That will be your target for the buys if you're going to take any buys from down here, right? So it's now just a continuation like that. So let me show you right here how you could have how you could have entered these initial buys and held all the way up there. Let me go down to 4 hour, 1 hour, I mean. Right. So when you go down to 1 hour, I want you to see that shift of order flow that I'm saying I'm waiting for on Crash 500. That shift of order flow. If you notice, as they were coming down here, this was a pullback, right? In as much as it was a pullback, but they come down in form of bearish order flow. Where that bearish order flow changed, that's our swing leg. Once we now have that swing leg, we get the swing, whether it's a swing push or it's a swing continuation or it's a swing pullback. Once the swing leg has been created, expect a swing movement to follow. This was a swing leg followed by a swing. This was a swing continuation because we did the pullback, then we continue. That's the most important point that I can ever, if ever I'm to give you any point that is going to change your entire trading career, that's one of them. So the good part about also that playbook that you saw, the Millionaires Playbook, there are certain what I call dangerous points that I placed there. These dangerous points, these are points are points that whereby I talk about a certain, I can mention one point, and that one point, once you listen to that one point and pay attention to it, you can actually it can give you decades of experience. Just one point. 1 point can give you decades of experience on the market that you never had simply because of that 1 point. So here, this was the bearish order flow that they were still obeying, like what Crash 500 is doing now, right? Like this is the same situation what Crash 500 is doing. So even yesterday, let me show you the similarity. The similarity. Yesterday, what happened on Crash 500 was we had, I think, let me show you because let me show you where the similarity happened. What's the similarity of what happened yesterday on Crash 500 to what also happened on Boom 500 as well there. Right. So what happened on Crash 500 yesterday? It was, I think, around here. In this case, you see they didn't come and break the leg there. They just bought a bit, but didn't come and break. That's why they went down again. I want you to show, once you understand what's happening here, you can go to any other pair that you want. You can go to any other pair that you want, and you'll be able to trade it with ease because of this understanding. You'll be able to trade it with ease because of this understanding that I'm giving you here. Right. So right here, go down to the 15 minutes so that you see how the 15-minute could have given you the entry, those buy entries, what's or not. Let me see if 30 minutes is okay. Not giving me all the details there. But all I wanted to show you was where that change, where on a 15-minute or those lower time frames, they could have given you those buys. They could have given you those buys, which is I'm just referring to these buys before the shift happens. The buys, any entry that you enter before the shift happens, it's just a short-term entry. These buys on a 15-minute, you realize that they would have shown you that minor change. Obviously, after showing you the minor change, they came back here, touched the demand. You would have bought there. They bought, indeed, they did buy. They broke structure there, blah, blah, blah. That was because this was still the range that was holding that entire movement. So long they don't come and take out that, they are still going to break structure down there like this. Then I want to show you now where the entire change happens, where you're now going to now have a longer term movement, which is not short term like this one. That's the break of structure. Where is our lower high? Is this one. Our lower low, that one. Now notice what happened here, which is what I'm saying we are waiting for in Crash 500, which also I want you, once you see this, once you see this one happening on Crash 500, and then they come back down to our demands down there, you can even go hard as much as you want. You can even, this is what we are simply wanting on Crash 500. What happened inside was this one didn't lead to the ultimate move that we wanted. So right now, all we are wanting is this. Once this happens, you wait for the market to come into any special zone here. Here you can see we have this demand, and we also have this fair value gap. You can mark both the demand and the fair value gap like this. You can mark it like that. So once you mark it like that, those are the zones that you'll be anticipating the market to pull back into before the continuation. We now have our new high, which is there. Right? Here, even if I enter here, these are opportunities where I can even risk the entire account. These opportunities, notice these are not just, it's not just everywhere. It's not everywhere. Specific specific moments. Specific moments. They broke here. So notice they are now in bullish order flow now. They are now in bullish order flow. And when you zoom out now to a higher time frame, you will be so excited because you will see how far you can even hold this buy. You bought here. Your first buy is this one. Your second buy, after the break there, they came to mitigate this demand and mitigated demand. That's your second buy, obviously. You notice your target is that high, like that. So here, even if they came back inside there, they're just coming back because of the inner change that happened, which is just here, right? That's an inner change of character that led to this pullback, but they were eventually going up. So you notice that these first two buys here, right? When you zoom out now to a higher time frame perspective, let's go back to the 4 hour so that you appreciate now how you can maximize on this knowledge and understanding on a higher scale, not only on a minor scale, like what many people prefer doing. So notice these two entries. I showed you how you could have entered them, right? But zoom out, when you zoom out like this, your previous high is up there. Meaning, this buy, once it comes and breaks structure there, you could have even shifted top loss to entry here on this first one. Second one, maybe that did the same after it broke structure there. These entries are on break even, but your target, this is the most craziest part about having this understanding like this. Your first, and what I usually do, especially on this first major two down there, the change of character entry and this first break of structure entry down there, what I usually do, even if I go aggressive there, once my stop loss is on entry, you'll be enjoying every movement that will be happening every day. Every day, all you'll be doing is coming to the chart, going to a lower time frame, and just seeing how the bullish. So here, this from here to here, this was bearish order flow because it was a pullback. Then from here, where the change of character happened, up until they take out that leg up there, that's what bullish order flow. If you listen to our market structure codes and equations, you realize that when you're in bearish order flow, you're focusing on selling. When you're bullish in order flow, you're focusing on buying. This entire time, the market was respecting bullish order flow. Even the structure. So here, I can even map all the structure up until they break the major structure up there. I think I did that in this other Boom 500 video. I won't waste much time on that. But I'm just showing you how you could have even maximized on this knowledge and understanding. Obviously, there are so many other interests that are in between here. That's not so important. The most important understanding that you need is to notice where that first change happens, because it helps you to be ahead of the majority of people that don't have that understanding. Because what happens is when the train is starting to move like this, it's sort of like building momentum here, right here. This change of character, break of structure, this first entry, they will be building momentum. Once they've built momentum, they will start to push in a way that most people, they might not be able to notice how to now jump in the moving train. It's a strategic thing that they do, especially to confuse people that don't understand how to jump into those moving trains like that. But eventually, they followed bullish order flow all the way going up, all the way going up like that. They followed bullish order flow. That was one major opportunity that one could have maximized on. You realize that when you maximize on these major opportunities, you come to a realization that you don't even need to trade every day. You don't even need to trade every single day to say every day I must place a trade. No. You can even come other days and just be watching your, what do you call this? Watching the market, respecting your entries, respecting your entire setup, your entire buyers, while it's still in a trade, obviously. So here, we did the structure mapping all the way up there. You realize they were respecting bullish order flow. All the way up there. All the way up there. All the way. All the way. High, low, high, blah, 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 blah. Let me see where they first changed and where our next higher high. Our next higher high was this one. Where this change happened. That was your higher high. Once you have that as a higher high, all you wait for is for them to tap into, it was actually this one here, because it did this shift, inner shift here, right? It was actually this one. That was our higher high. If you notice here, there was no inner shift. What I mean by inner shift, most people, they don't understand that language. Inner shift, I'm simply referring to this inner, this, for example, here, if you notice this movement to change this character, the last leg was this one. That's the inner shift, right? So that high that will make that inner shift, that's our higher high. Same thing here. This high that will make this inner shift here, because that was the previous leg inside. That's your higher high. Follow, if you follow, even if you follow structure. All you're looking for is the high that will do the inner shift. The high that will do the inner shift. Here they failed. Here they failed. Here they failed. Here they right. Here also. It's actually started here. So that was where these were your opportunities. That is how you ride. That is how you join the moving train, actually. By this understanding. That's the inner shift. That being an inner shift, it means that high that did that inner shift, which is this high. That's your higher high. Right? Once you now have a higher high, they did the inner shift here, then boomed all the way from there. Let's say you didn't get this one. Let's say you missed this one, right? You had this breakout structure, right? That's your breakout structure, but this is now your higher low. So all you need is to understand the same thing. This is the inner shift. That's now your higher high. Once you now have an inner shift like that, all you do is to mark any zone of significance. For example, here, this was a fair value gap. That was a fair value gap. They tapped into fair value gap, then they flew. So here you could have even entered here, stop loss below here. So even if, let's say, they now pushed now to this demand, you could have even held throughout this small drawdown. The only small drawdown that was going to happen in this case, if ever they came to this demand, because this is your higher low. They're going to maintain bullish order flow up until they take out that highest point up there. So here, the only drawdown that you're going to experience, if ever they came here, was this small one. Then they go up. Here, there was no drawdown. You enter here, then they boom. No drawdown there. No drawdown. They went up. They broke structure. After they break structure like that, your higher low is this one. So this being my higher low, I do the same thing again. Draw my demand, my fair value gap, I can see it. All I need is this shift again. This shift is what is going to tell me that we now have a higher high. Once that shift happens, I now have my higher high. Once I now have a higher high, all I want to do is wait for the market to come into a zone. Wait for the market to come into a zone, which is down there, came into a zone. So you see how many entries were there, even along the way as it was going up. How many opportunities it was presenting all the way up there. Here you bought again, and I showed you that you could have held all these entries all the way up there. Even if you didn't want to hold, okay, let's say you didn't want to even hold. But all these setups, the only problem with not holding is that you just face the heat of having to identify another next proper setup tomorrow. Let's say you enter here, you come out there. That's almost a day. Even this one it was a better swing because it took a long time to reach the TP there, right? But these ones that never took a long time. It means the next following day, you have to wait again for another proper setup like this. Wait for the shift, wait for the market tap into the zone. That's the danger of just not being patient enough to hold on beautiful setups, especially before they reach their ultimate. Because here their ultimate level was this one. So before they reach that ultimate level, they will respect bullish order flow up until here. You need a shift. Where is the shift? We have a shift. Once we have a shift, it means we now have a high. So here, let's say you didn't get the chance to enter here. It's not a problem. Let's say you missed this one. So long you now have your higher low. That's your backup. Once you now have your higher low like this is your higher low. It means my higher lows will never be broken so long we haven't reached our higher time frame bias or our higher time frame zone up there. They will never shift that bullish order flow up until they finish their swing move. Like this. You see? We have bought, broke structure. Inner shift. Another inner shift right here. Inner shift here. Came down, did whatever they did. Went up, broke structure. That's your high, higher low. Where is our next inner shift? Once you understand this concept of inner shifts, I don't know what you become trading wise. You become a dangerous trader because you can even enter aggressively on. People will see you entering aggressively and think you're a reckless trader. Yet you're entering based on understanding. Your it's not your aggression is not simply because of emotions. It's calculated aggression. It's all calculated. People will see you entering like that, and they won't even understand. They won't even understand. They won't even understand. So they kept on going up, bullish, 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 bullish. Where was the other shift here? Right here. That was a shift. Came, tapped the fair value gap here, kept going up until eventually this was your higher time frame breakout structure. You see, once they do this one, that's where you see them now changing this bullish order flow. This bullish order flow, where you see them now changing it. Them changing it like that, they are simply telling you we now have a new leg, which is our new higher high. Once you now have a higher high, market must drop in bearish order flow and give us a what? A higher low before the next breakout structure. So what is currently happening now on Boom 500? We are simply in a pullback cycle. Pullback cycle to create a what? A swing higher low. So in this case, I want us to follow our structure the same way, right here on 1 hour. I want us to follow our bearish order flow the same way we were doing to the left. Right, so here, follow your structure. If you follow your structure even from here, where did they did the shift? Here they shifted. That was your high, that was your low. Where did they do another shift? The cycles were if you notice the cycles, they were getting shorter and shorter and shorter. Shorter and shorter and shorter. Very short and very short and very short. So this is your previous high. Right here, that was the shift. Higher high, higher low, broke here, broke structure here. Then notice that these ones are happening, but our external leg movement is finished, right? which is a full institutional movement. And we are mostly bound to expect the shift of order flow. And where did order flow shift? Eventually here, they came and broke the higher low. What was never happening all the way from down here, they were never breaking the higher lows. The higher lows were simply being respected. So this is a change of character now. Once the change of character happens, it simply means they will now have a higher high. This is now our swing higher high. All we are doing, we are now coming down to create a swing higher low. Like this, change of character. Right. Change of character like that is the same thing. Notice that the initial the initial legs will be longer. How do you notice that the momentum is decreasing when the legs are getting shorter and shorter? You see them down, down, down there when you're getting down. But here, this initial, they will be so long. Here, I can see that I have an extreme supply right there. Extreme supply zone up there. The cam didn't touch. Already there, it's a sign of liquidity. Equal highs up there. It's a sign of liquidity. I have my supply zone. That's all liquidity there. So I want you to identify your next lower low is going to be the low that is going to give you your inner shift. Your inner shift, if you notice, there was no inner shift here. No inner shift. Let me. Where you're going to have that inner shift, that's going to be your lower low. I can actually see that this is my lower low there. My lower low is there. Our lower high is still that one holding up there. So all we now need right now is a lower high up there. Then we come and break down there. I don't know if you can all see the point. Because here we did this, no shift. This is all one movement down this one. Shift right here. So all we want is a lower high there, then we drop and take out that leg down there. Are we still together? Are we still together, guys? Are we still together? Are we still together, or I'm alone now?
Togetherness.
Is it making sense?
Yes, sir. Is the lesson going to be recorded?
It's actually being recorded.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, welcome. You're welcome. So I think so here you can see. Right. So here you can see that where the shift happened, that's your lower low, because we are in bearish order flow, right? No shift, 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 no shift. There was a shift here. This was the shift. So this is my lower low because it's lower than that. So all we are doing now is simply coming back to collect this liquidity, tap into that supply that you saw, then we come down. Meaning around here, we're anticipating a swing, beautiful swing sell there. Beautiful swing sell on Boom 500. For this week, this is a beautiful sell that you can actually take all the way. I can actually see a demand like this there. Personally, I can even target beyond the normal target. You can see that there's a demand that is there. You can even hold up to there before maybe they do another pullback. Wonderful. So this is for Boom 500. So you see how much money you guys are missing out on the market. Say, all you want is signals. Signals what? Get the knowledge and understanding. You come to realize that signals are limited. Signals, they can even limit you in terms of they limit you in terms of how many opportunities they are able to give you, because remember, the person giving you a signal is also a human being who has their own life besides the market, and they are basically, signals are limited. That's what I can say. So you'll see that because there's liquidity here, I want you to notice something profound that happened. Because there's liquidity here that must be taken out, I want you to realize that this pullback that is happening, it happened also in form of a mini bullish, a mini, I mean, a mini bullish order flow. And this was the previous leg. That was the high. They came back to the leg. They didn't break it. Had they broken this inner leg, they were going to qualify this high. They were never going to come and collect this liquidity. Almost the same situation that happened on US30 yesterday, whereby I told you, they can't change character, or if ever there's still liquidity there. What they'll do, they won't break the leg, collect the liquidity first, then go down. So even here, that was a buy. Let me show you something profound as well. Right here, where I'm saying, just here on this leg. So let me show you how many opportunities you could have caught just by this understanding that there is liquidity that is not collected. There is a supply that is not tapped. Those are two strong confluences already. Then here, this bullish movement up, they haven't changed it. It's still bullish. They came to the last leg of the bullish movement. Let me go down to a lower time frame and show you something profound there. Once you get this point, most of you wish that you encountered this information earlier in your trading careers. But obviously, things happen according to time, and I don't know, whatever, time and chance. So here, where our shift happens, that's our previous low, because they were coming down in form of this mini low there, low high there, sort of like something like this, where they did the shift. That's your shift there. That's your what? That's your low. It's your high. They broke there, broke structure. Then now, notice what happened. Change character there. That's a change of character. That's the change of character there, not this one. This is not a change of character. This is only a shift. This shift is qualifying this as a low. That was a break there. So after this change of character, where I go aggressive, here, this first buy, you might not have taken it because it was before this change of character, right? Once they change character like that, they come back to an unmitigated demand. Hey, there, my brother, even if you go full margin there, even if you go full margin, so long there's no untapped any other untapped zone below there, you make sure that it's your correct zone. Even if you go full margin, you are allowed. It's allowed there. There, it's allowed. So they broke structure there. Your first buy was supposed to be here. Oh, this entire time, your target is up there, above the liquidity zone, above the liquidity there. That's your entire target of this buys that you're taking down here. So that was the first opportunity, first entry. Second entry, let's identify our next higher high. This is our higher low. This is my low. So this higher low, as we are going up, the higher lows will never be broken. Once you have that understanding, do you know that even if the market comes close to a higher low like this, even if you go hard and aggressive and even put the last lot sizes, depending on the account size, obviously. There are the lot sizes that are not allowed according to other account sizes. Obviously, use according to your account size. Where we
So,
had
sir,
yellow,
sorry to interrupt.
uh,
Is that what we're going to be looking for Crash 500?
yes, it's
Okay, sure.
it's the same thing that I'm explaining that we are also waiting for there on.
Okay.
That's our higher high. Here they came back to our higher low, which is also a demand zone. These are aggressive entry zones. This one right here, this one right here, the break of structure. Here they even came back again here. You would have also did the same thing here. They broke structure. After they break structure, where is our next higher high? The one that will do a shift. We have a shift here. That's our higher high. Where is my higher high? Up there. I have a demand here. Untapped came demand flew. You would have bought there. Stop loss below the demand. Someone can ask, what if they break the demand? This is one of the last demands that are not untapped. That's point number one. The only other untapped demand is down here, right? So here they didn't touch the demand, but they did touch the fair value gap of the demand, which is here. So the probability of them also not coming to touch that demand was also high. So let's say they even came to this one. Notice where your stop loss is here. You can put your stop loss like this, or you can even let it move to that whilst you're still in. That will be the only drawdown that you face is from here to here. You see, if ever they're going to touch here, that was the only drawdown that you're going to experience. But right here, they are still flowing all the way to the upside. Break structure up there. So they are still going all the way up until they tap into that supply. Once they tap into the supply, we are taking swing sells, as I said, to the downside. So these are opportunities that were all presented. Are we together, gentlemen? What I'm giving you is not allowed. It's not permitted. It's information that is not permitted. This is not permitted. It's not allowed. Once you understand this, trust me, and hear me well. You become a dangerous trader. Dangerous, too dangerous. Too dangerous. You become so dangerous. So this is what we are anticipating on Boom 500. This is what we are anticipating. This change is the change that we are waiting for on Crash 500. I think I also showed you the same change right down here on Boom 500. This change of character. This is the one that I said on Crash 500. Once you see this one, I said once you see this one, know that they've created a new swing lower low, new swing leg, meaning our swing movement is now begun. All you wait for is for a pullback. Not only a pullback, but you also wait for this shift. This shift is something that many people they don't understand. This shift is also part of the confluences that you wait for before jumping into an entry. The shift as well as the tapping into the zone. Shift and the tapping into the zone, then you jump in, shift and the tapping into the zone. Notice before they even go, they do the shift. Before they even go, they will do the shift. They'll do the shift, all this time, do the shift, tap into a zone, then go. Do the shift, do the shift, go. Do the shift, go. Do the shift, go. Do the shift, tap into a zone, then go. Once you understand that, you'll be something else. So this is all we are wanting to see on Crash 500. Once we see this, yeah, I don't know how I don't know how much people are going to make, but definitely a lot of money will be made there. Once we see this coming back, will just be flowing like that. But move 500, we're anticipating sales. Catch 500, I'm looking forward to buys. So that's it basically for Crash 500 and Boom 500. For the sake of time, I won't go to Fix 75 for the sake of time. So in the next session that we'll have, I think I'll cover the currencies, the gold, the GBP USD, as well as the US 30. You see the same thing that I'm explaining here. You will hear me saying it that side. There is no change. The only change is the difference is the difference in pairs, but the movement is all one and the same thing. So guys, thank you for being here. The video was recorded. You'll find it on YouTube just now. You'll find it on YouTube. Go back and rewatch it. This is one of the videos that before even the year ends, before you jump into 2024, repeat this one 100 times. You will realize by the time you get into 2024, your entire perspective of analyzing the charts, it's at a whole complete new level. You can't analyze the charts the same way. There's no way. There's no way. If you notice all these entries that I showed you, you never heard me talking about trend lines here. Even if they are there, I can draw trend lines and all that, but you realize that the entries that you enter based on trend lines, they are so limited, and most of them, they will be manipulated. This is what I want you to understand. So guys, thank you for being here. You watched the video just now on YouTube. See you for the other session that we have.